With the Suzuka GP approaching this weekend, we are in for our first tyre management race of the year. Suzuka is a track for the racers and separates the men from the boys. And this year the stakes have never been higher for the championship competitors. Let's break down what we're expecting to see going into this weekend. The Suzuka racetrack is owned by Honda. They use it as their test track. There have been many notable Grand Prix wins here due to tyre management really. 2005, when Kimi Raikkonen won, he came from P17 on the grid. He managed his tyre life, did a last lap move on Fisichella and won the race. In 2012, we saw Seb Vettel win here as well. Button and Kobayashi was in a battle for that last podium spot. Vettel was just in the clean air, managed his degradation, won the race, and many other such examples. Historically, Suzuka isn't won by the fastest car always. It's generally won by the car which has the most amount of tyres left in the end. More specifically, that front left tyre. There's a lot of graining and energy that's being taken out of that specific tyre because of the layout of the track. You have many fast corners. There's the Degners, there's 130R and the Esses. All of these put a lot of loading and a lot of stress in the tyres, which causes them to grain. Obviously, when tyres get grained, the car just cannot reach its maximum potential. So because of that, putting in fast laps or faster laps becomes a huge challenge because you don't have much tyres to work with. Especially on Suzuka where it's been relayed recently. We saw the new asphalt go on, and the asphalt is an abrasive one, so it really, due to Suzuka's design, it tends to favor cars which have high downforce and can keep high stability when going through high speeds. Your front end needs to be stiff. The reason why is when you're going through those heavy directional changes in the S's, you can see the way it's laid out. Basically, the rear end of the car must be compliant. So the power being put down can basically carry you. The car should be able to change direction quite easily. So if you have a heavier car, that becomes a bit more difficult naturally. If you're up in front in Suzuka, you have a very good chance because you'll be in clean air. The more clean air you have, the less graining your tyres will go through. The less your tyres grain, the faster you're able to put out fast times. Therefore, for Suzuka, clean air is absolutely king. With these 2026 cars, the ActiveAero system has been introduced. Basically, this adjusts the angles of both your front and your rear wings, and it switches it between high downforce, which is used for cornering, and low drag, which is used for straight line. It's different modes on these cars. On the straight, the wings open and it reduces the drag, so the top speed is better. And in the corners, they close, so they provide more grip, maximum grip. These are done through buttons on the steering wheel now, so some driver intelligence and skill is required to know when and how to open it, and the exact moment to open it in order to get the maximum out of your corner or your straight. As we all know, Mercedes is the beast of the field, the pick of the field. They're currently in the lead of the championship. Both George Russell and Kimi Antonelli has one race apiece in China and Australia thus far. However, China and Australia differ greatly from the way the Suzuka track is. Mercedes will be walking in as favourites, there's no doubt about it. Their car just seems really strong. It's pretty good through the corners. They had the fastest cornering and apex speed in China. And their straight line speed, well, it's humongous. They generally are pulling 20 to 40 k's more on a straight line compared to their current closest competitors, Ferrari. Ferrari do have an opportunity. They are about 4/10 behind in pace. However, again, due to the nature of Suzuka, if they do manage to outqualify the Mercedes for some reason, or if they start in third and fourth and make use of that start and get the lead, which we've seen, they have very fast race starting procedures. If they get up front and they work together as a team and not go through a whole race long ding dong as they did in China. One of the Ferraris blocks the Mercedes, which would be behind. The lead Ferrari could just run away with it and win the race. So the possibilities are there for Ferrari. It's not a case of all hope is lost and Mercedes are just going to run away with it into the distance. Especially for Ferrari, who have good cornering speed. If they are able to keep up with the Mercedes in the S curves in Sector 1, we could really see them pulling some good times out, and qualifying third and fourth or possibly higher is very, very possible for Ferrari. Looking through the field as well, the Haas should be pretty good. They were flying in terms of their apex speed in China, and Ollie Behrman, who seems to be on the form of his life right now, probably has been one of the standouts for 2026 thus far. The Haas should be quite fast around Japan. The McLarens as well, we know they have some pace. They're probably best of the rest. Kind of in a no man's land at the moment. Not fast enough for racing with the Ferraris and the Mercedes, but definitely quicker than the rest of the field. So they could be in that middle spot between the lower half of the field and the top half. We're expecting Red Bull to get quite the spanking here again. They have a heavy car, and heavy cars just don't work in Suzuka. The other backmarkers should remain backmarkers, the likes of Cadillac, Aston Martin, Williams. We're not expecting too much from them. Don't think they should do too well. Reliability will still be an issue. There is no wet weather as well scheduled. However, Thursday does have some brief rain forecasted. So there is still a possibility of us seeing some rain. It'll be interesting to see who has pace in rainy, wet conditions. In a place like Suzuka, much can go wrong. A lot of errors can happen with the high-speed corners. Even the low-speed corners, a lot of issues can happen. So yeah, we could see some things happening. Don't discount VSCs, don't discount safety cars. So it's not a for sure set in stone thing that the Mercedes are just going to run away with it in Suzuka. Wet weather or no wet weather. Opportunities to overtake here is not very possible. Suzuka is low overtaking in its nature. The biggest opportunity one has is at the main straight or down to turn 1, turn 2. Turn 1 and turn 2 are extremely wide, so good chance to pass there. And obviously down the main straight with these new manual override modes, you get an additional 350 kilowatts of boost. It's that boost and overtake button. So yeah, you can just push through there. You may pass the car in front of you. Especially with Suzuka's main straight, which is relatively long, there's good opportunity to pass there. The rest of the track, sectors 1 and 2, you won't find much opportunity. So most of the overtakes we should see will come from that main straight and turns 1 and 2. The undercut will be a big factor here. It's absolutely massive at Suzuka because new tires are generally about 1.5 seconds quicker than old tires on this track. So strategy could come into play here. We're expecting one stoppers. We saw from 2025 basically everybody made use of a one stopper except for a few. But all of that is very, very subject to change. Once again, the possibility of safety cars and VSCs, you gain some time when those are out and if you manage to put. And safety cars are extremely frequent in Suzuka. In the last 10 races, there's been 7 safety cars that have happened. But still, low opportunities to pass, so you need to make use of your opportunities when they come. What we should be expecting to see is Mercedes to have the edge once again. Ferrari has an opportunity to fight them. We're expecting the Red Bull to be somewhere in the midfield again. Alpine and Haas should be the top of the midfield. McLaren should be in that middle no man's land. And the rest of the back markers will be just where they are, the Williams, Aston Martin, Cadillacs. But we could see some really good things. We'll find out who's able to manage their tires, who's able to extract the place, who can pay the team game here. And we should be able to know which cars have the best cornering speed after this, and straight line speed as well. It's basically to see how these 2026 regulations are going to handle it. Should be an interesting race. It's going to be a bit of a chess match. Regardless, that's it from me. See you guys in Suzuka. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like and subscribe. Thank you.